Hello and welcome back to A Boeing Revolution, your number one news source for everything in regards to the Boeing Company. Thank you for joining us for yet another video. I thought today, you know what? A lot of people are telling me you need to do shorter videos. I'm going to do a very short video today. And I'm going to talk about something that's been a bit of a rumour recently. The rumour basically is the Boeing Company are not going to do a pod. There's going to be no pod. They're just going to throw Model 3s in there, maybe the odd Model X, possibly even a Model S, although I've not heard that rumour. Although eventually it probably will be the rumour. But at the moment, there's even been an article on Curbed claiming that this whole system in Las Vegas is essentially just an advertising arm of Tesla, and they're using this opportunity to sell Tesla cars rather than actually develop a system and develop TBMs and build a mass transit system that is personalised. Frankly, guys, that is utter bollocks. The Boeing Company, Steve Davis, Elon Musk, all know how the numbers stack up. And the numbers stack up fairly obviously. We need high density pods, high speed pods, lots of tunnels. We need lots of all three of those things. If we just had pods that held 3-4 people, like say a Model 3, that's not going to work when we've got thousands of people trying to use the system every single hour. It's just not going to function correctly. So it's just basic common sense that we need a pod that holds at least 12 people, maybe 14 people. I'm not entirely sure on the exact numbers, but if it at least holds, say, 12 people, that'll be absolutely fantastic. Anything more than that, it doesn't really matter. Anything more than 20, I would say, starts to make the whole system inefficient. What we need is somewhere between, say, 12 and 16 passengers. That is the optimum number. And to do that, they need some kind of minibus style pod / autonomous electric vehicle to fulfill that role in the system. There's no other way of doing that. Everyone knows this. What you're hearing from the chatterboxes, from the naysayers, is a load of crap. There is a pod coming. Why has the pod not arrived? Well, unfortunately, other things take priority at Tesla, and Elon Musk obviously prioritizes Tesla over the Boeing Company. Unfortunately, at this point in time, hopefully that will change one day. Maybe in the next 3 or 4 years. But Tesla is developing a lot of vehicles. They're developing the Roadster. They're developing the Semitruck. They're developing the Model Y. They're developing the Cybertruck. All these vehicles take up designers, take up technicians, take up engineers, electrical engineers. Everyone that works at Tesla is tied up developing those vehicles, getting them ready for mass production, marketing those vehicles in terms of making sure that a vehicle is going to sell well, developing the actual engineering for that vehicle, ensuring that vehicle passes regulatory hurdles. All that work has been undertaken. That is taking valuable time away from the Boeing Company pod. Unfortunately, we are essentially number 5 on the list in terms of vehicles that need to be developed by Tesla. It's not going to happen in the next 6 months, unfortunately. Tesla is going to be super busy developing those vehicles, especially the Model Y and the Semi-Truck. They are huge potential markets. Freight is a huge market that Tesla could break into if they could produce, 15,000-20,000 Tesla Semi-Trucks per year. That's going to make a huge dent in the energy market, because essentially they're selling the electricity for the trucks and producing the trucks and running them autonomously. So, that's a big business opportunity. But we're not here to talk about Semi-Truck. What's going to happen then? Well, as you know, I like this pod that I believe the startup's called Canoe. They are ex-Faraday Future people who left the company when it went through its troubles. In a matter of a year, they produced this vehicle, this prototype, a working vehicle. I think there's 2 of them actually. And This is just a group of essentially 20 or so people producing this vehicle here, this beautiful vehicle. Why do people think that Tesla producing an autonomous electric vehicle that can hold 12, 14, 16 people is going to be difficult for them, and is going to be so difficult and so time consuming that they're never going to get round to doing it? These people at Tesla are passionate about Tesla. They don't go to and work for Tesla because they just want, you know, 100 grand a year job, 150 grand a year job. They want a job that challenges them. They want a job that inspires them. They want a job that they can look back on and say, you know what, I built something here that changed the world. Or I built something that went into this car that changed the way we build or produce or ride electric vehicles, essentially, or how electric vehicles function. And these people, eventually, once they've got done with the semi-truck, and once they've got done with the Model Y, and probably once they've got done with the bulk of the work for the Cybertruck, they're going to throw their time and energy and passion at building a vehicle that will basically fulfill its function. It will be fit for purpose, and it will be to the exact specifications of the Boeing Company. It'll hold lots of people, it'll have a large battery, it'll have comfortable seating and standing area inside, it'll be wheelchair accessible, and of course it'll be able to hit those very, very high speeds, have a long range, and it'll be very, very safe to use. It'll be level 4 autonomous, all those things in a vehicle of around 20 foot long. It'll be a nice tall vehicle. You'll be able to stand up in it very easily, and it'll be fit for purpose. And Steve Davis knows this, Elon Musk knows this, and all the team at the Boeing Company and Tesla know this. It will happen eventually. We're just in a period of time where we don't have spare people at Tesla to develop this vehicle. And if we did sacrifice some of those people, the Model Y, the Cybertruck, the Semi, and this vehicle, the Boeing Company AEV, would all not be as special, not be as fast, not be as good, not be as efficient to manufacture. So whatever you read in Curbed or any other naysayer on Twitter or wherever, Facebook, don't listen to them, guys, because they're wrong. It will happen. It's coming. Just give it, 12, 18 months and it will appear, and hopefully Steve Davis will produce something that really sort of amazes us and inspires us. Hopefully it'll look something like this on the interior. I don't know if you've seen that shot before. It's just this kind of beautiful minimalist style that kind of, you just walk and you think, oh, that's just how the headrest sort of like melts into the door there is beautiful, really beautiful. And hopefully it have this fold around seating. There may be seating down the middle of the pod. It depends what is more functional. Obviously they need to allow for wheelchairs to access it, so maybe this kind of design is better for the Boeing Company. Also, while we're here and talking, I've made a huge fuck up with something that I've been talking about over the last 2 months. I'm just going to put my hands up and say to you guys, I made a big mistake. I made an assumption. I just assumed things, and unfortunately, in terms of some of the presentations that I've been giving to you, something has been slightly off, and I should have known straight away. Someone pointed it out to me on YouTube, and when I looked at it, I thought, Jesus Christ, this is not good. This is not good, Will. We should not be making these kinds of mistakes. Basically, I got hold of this picture, I think about 4 months ago, maybe slightly more, and I looked at it and I said, oh, Country Club Towers. Oh, so this is where the TBM is sited. So then I went on Google Maps, and we had the drawing as well from the Boeing Company that we'd received from the tender documents. And I looked at this hotel in the background, and I looked at the drawing or the map of the site of the route. And unfortunately, I came to the incorrect conclusion that basically where my cursor is where the launch pit is. And I was absolutely miles off. absolutely miles off, because it's actually down here. This drawing, for some, I have no idea how it happened, but this drawing is correct. I just neglected to study the details, because this drawing actually changed, and this station here was over here, and we had a passenger tunnel, and for some reason in my mind I assumed that they'd moved it over here to straighten the route and reduce the overall length of the tunnel, but they hadn't. Obviously the station needs to be here right next to the South Hall, so we've not got people crossing the roads, and it was fairly obvious. It was common sense. I made a mistake. I'm sorry, guys. When I make mistakes, I'll put my hand up and I'll say, you know what, I really fucked up here. I am very sorry. But in future videos, we know that station 1 is definitely there. Number 2, obviously, we have pictures of that car park. And number 3, we have pictures of this building site here, and we know 100% certain where station number 3 is. It's actually situated on this road, which has been decommissioned here. So we just got our bearings off by about 200 meters. But other than that, everything is fine. All the information that I've been giving you has been perfectly correct. So while we are here, if you've not already done so, please help the channel by liking and subscribing on YouTube. Please come and follow me at Boring Proof Rock on Twitter, and follow our Instagram page, which is in the links in the YouTube comments below. Thank you everyone for joining us today. I'm trying to keep this video short and sweet because that is what's been requested. Remember, guys, don't be boring. Have a great weekend. Hopefully see you on the next video. Have a great one. See you soon.